On guys, Alex here with Anglers, and today we're going to give you some tips and tricks on crappie slash panfish. Now, we're going to be focusing on these items here. They're brand new to the market and they are great. I love them, and there's a couple of reasons why, and I'm going to tell you guys why I like these products, and they're part of those tricks and tips we're going to go over. So as you can see, these are made out of elastic. They're really durable and stretchy. That's one reason why we love them. But the reason why I like these for panfish is because elastic is really buoyant and it actually slows down your fall rate. So when we're fishing crappie at times, especially right now in the fall and winter, when they're all schooled up off a point, or they're suspended, and we want that presentation to kind of slow down. We want our bait to slow down on the fall, and sometimes what happens is we utilize a bobber for that, which helps awesome and it's great. But what if you forget a bobber? Now what you're going to do is, with these elastic products here, like the baby ballers with a single straight tail, we have the shad fries with a little bit of a paddle tail there, and I know the classic tube, this is like the little tube imitation here. They're going to be great presentations that you can utilize to catch a suspended fish. They also make jig heads here. They have a mushroom head style, and they have a fish head style one. Now the smallest they make on the fish head style is 1/32 of an ounce, 1/16, and they go all the way up to like 1/8 plus of an ounce. These little guys are making a couple different weight sizes, and they're great. Now, right now we're going to talk about the fish head, and this is brand new for my cast from this year with the baby ballers. Now, if I'm fishing, let's say 5 foot of water, and I'm seeing those suspended fish on the sonar, or I know that they're suspended because I'm fishing the bottom, I'm not getting bites, and I'm getting bites on the downfall, I'm actually going to utilize the 1/32 of an ounce jig head with any of these plastics and try to figure out what they want with the profile, color, etc. But what I'm going to do is, it's going to be falling really slow, and I'm going to be paying attention to that line as it's falling down, because a lot of times if you don't feel it, you're actually gonna see the line move and set the hook, even if it's nothing. Remember, hook sets are free, so make sure you always do that. The cool thing about these is, as this is falling, they're gonna have a lot of action with that elastic material, and the awesome thing is that once they fall down on the ground, they're actually gonna be standing up straight because of how buoyant they are. So now let's talk about a scenario when we're fishing on the bottom. Let's say we're fishing yellow perch in some of these tidal creeks and rivers around the area, whether you're on the eastern shore or western shore. There is times where we do a little bit of like ultralight tackle jigging on the bottom for perch, and you're not necessarily going to be super deep, but we're talking about, let's say, 10 foot of water or less. And we're going to be utilizing these guys here, this mushroom head, on the heavier side, so get down to the bottom and make contact and slowly bounce it on the bottom. As we're pretty much maintaining contact, and this is where this makes a huge difference compared to other plastics, because other plastics will just kind of fall to the side. You can actually sit there and let it stand up and just twitch your rod like it's shaky head for bass fishing, and this thing's just going to be standing up, moving side to side, creating action, and that will get you more bites for sure. Like I said, that mushroom head will keep it upright. It's going to work great. The tubes, it's a really good finesse style bait. Just for what we talked about, this will be kind of like my go-to to start off when I'm fishing the bottom. And once again, I will be utilizing the mushroom head with that. This is going to work great for all kinds of fish. I mean, I've been fishing around with these for a couple months now, and I've caught anything from, yellow perch, white perch, some bottom fish like catfish. Will also pick them up if you're fishing any of the tidal rivers around here. And when we're fishing the ponds over on the eastern shore, we're catching a mix of bass, crappie, pickerel, etc. So they're going to be really multi-purpose. You're going to catch endless things with them, not just freshwater but saltwater also. For some of those tidal creeks closer to the ocean, you might be able to pick up even some smaller fish with that. Now, a couple other tips here to work with these. Remember, we talked about the bobber earlier. If you're having trouble with those suspended fish and you can't feel anything, you're not getting it down, you're not keeping it, I guess slowing it down, what I should say, as much as you want. The bobber is going to be the way to go. You're going to be able to utilize this bobbers with the 1/16 and the 1/32. And you can preset the length, whether it's 3 foot, 4 foot of line, throw it out there. It's going to suspend it, twitch the rod, and you're going to see the bobber move. Just let it sit on the spot and twitch it, or once again, pop it like a popping cork. And you know these elastics are going to have a lot of action underneath that, you know, surface and creating a lot of motion. That's going to work great for you guys fishing in ponds or some of these back creeks. One last thing. This is great. This is always on my tackle box, and that's a trophy perch scent gel from Procure. Elastic actually absorbs a lot of that scented stuff every 30 minutes or so. If I'm fishing on the bottom and I want that extra help, I'll throw some of that to get some of those fish to kind of keep it in their mouth a little bit longer. Helps with the hook sets, and sometimes you'll even attract some fish with it. So that's your tips and tricks for crappie and panfish, and we will see you guys next week.